the A&R guy who actually signed us, he was part of a very small indie label in New York. We'd reached out to everybody that was anybody at the time. So your Roadrunners, your, all the big, major distributed labels, but they were considered, I guess, kind of indie also. But they had your Century Medias, your Earache, all those kind of bigger metal specialty labels. They all turned us down because they just didn't know what to do with us. They're like, we don't know kind of what.
You weren't guaranteed.
Yeah, like this is going to take a bit of a gamble because we don't know. First, we don't know how to market you.
Yeah.
Because do we market you to the grindcore guys? Do we market you to how do we, Anyway, so Jason Weiner was the guy that actually signed us. He discovered us. We invited him to see our set, and it was like a showcase, basically. Where was it? The Rivoli, I think, in Toronto. And he came, and we didn't know where he was, but we had an idea that he was there. And he came up, and he was just like beaming from ear to ear. He goes, I just want to say that, first of all, that was fucking incredible. And number two, we are very interested. And so at that point we're like, oh man, this is crazy. Like, what are we doing? And I mean, you read about this stuff in like, music biographies from back in the day where you had the A&R guys standing there like, oh,
yeah.
like, yeah, we want to sign you girls. Hey,
Not sketchy at all.
Yeah, not sketchy at all. But He was so amazing. And the entire label was, like I said, was very small. So they were, they wanted us to be their kind of big act that they could all have all hands on deck, if that makes sense. And then subsequently they were bought by a bigger company, which gave us even more, and had people like Danny Goldberg behind them. He's like involved with David Geffen and, signed, or I think he managed Nirvana for a while. So he knows his shit. Like I was like, I was one of the only people that knew who he was because I had just read Come As You Are, which is the Nirvana biography. And I'm like, oh my God, wait, is that the same guy?
I just read about him. That's so cool.
And it is the same guy. So I was like freaking out. But that was how we got signed. But everything else just kind of was like a complete blur after